على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ولو شاء ربك لآمن من في الأرض كلهم جميعا أفأنت تكره الناس حتى يكونوا مؤمنين وما كان لنفس أن تؤمن إلا بإذن الله ويجعل الرجس على الذين لا يعقلون قل انظروا ماذا في السماوات والأرض وما تغني الآيات والنذر عن قوم لا يؤمنون فهل ينتظرون إلا مثل أيام الذين خلوا من قبلهم قل فانتظروا إني معكم من المنتظرين ثم ننجي رسلنا والذين آمنوا كذلك حقا علينا ننجي المؤمنين صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. The last few ayat of Surah Younus. Inshallah, tomorrow we are going to complete the surah. Here, وَلَوْ شَاءَ رَبُّكَ لَآمَنَ مَنْ فِي الْأَرْضِ كُلُّهُمْ جَمِيعًا. Had your Lord willed, all those on earth would have believed all together. أَفَأَنْتَ تُكْرِهُ النَّاسَ حَتَّى يَكُونُوا مُؤْمِنِينَ. Would you then compel people so that they become believers? So herein a principle is given that if Allah took the choice away from people and made it mandatory for everybody to believe, everyone would have believed. But the way of Allah, the will of Allah is such that Allah tests people. Allah shows them signs, Allah sends Rasul, Allah sends Anbiya, and they bring people to understand and believe in the unseen. So those who believe in the unseen, they are the rightly guided and they are going to succeed in the test. But if it were for the will of Allah, if Allah chose that everybody is going to become a Muslim, Allah could have forcefully made all people Muslim. But that is not the will of Allah. Allah wants us to use our choice and become Muslims and believers by our free will. Therefore, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that are you going to compel people until they become Muslims? You cannot do that. It is not Allah's will that everybody would be made forcefully a Muslim. Everybody would choose their own way. Those people who choose Islam and belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, His oneness and the prophethood of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and its finality, those people are successful. وَمَا كَانَ لِنَفْسٍ أَن تُؤْمِنَ إِلَّا بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ. And it is not possible for anyone that he believes except with the will of Allah. وَيَجْعَلُ الرِّجْسَ عَلَى الَّذِينَ لَا يَعْقِلُونَ. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes filth settle on those who do not understand. So everybody who believes under the will of Allah. But the will of Allah contains no compulsion. What it means is that Allah, through His will, or the will of Allah, is a system. Those people who would take sense and want to believe, Allah would also accept for them to become believers. And those who would not take sense, then Allah makes filth settle on their hearts. Allah makes filth settle on them, which means that the filth of kufr, the filth of bias, the filth of jealousy, that establishes on these people, and then Allah chooses for them to never become believers. So Allah has basically, if you want to say, Allah has made a system in which you take sense, you take heed, you want to become a believer, Allah also accepts Iman for you. You want to become a good person from within yourself, Allah also accepts goodness for you. If you choose to become a disbeliever, if you choose to become a bad person, Allah settles that on you, and then you become a bad person or a disbeliever. قُلْ انظُرُوا مَاذَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَمَا تُغْنِي الْآيَاتُ وَالنُّذُرُ عَنْ قَوْمٍ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. Say, the Prophet ﷺ is being asked to say to them, these disbelievers, look at what is there in the heavens and the earth. So these signs Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this surah as well, in a few previous ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned that who controls everything, the day, the night, the things therein, in the skies and in the earth. You look at those and you can see that there is one controller, no partners, one Allah who's controlling everything without any associates. وَمَا أَغْطُونِ الْآيَاتُ وَالنُّذُرُ عَنْ قَوْمٍ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. But signs and warnings do not suffice a people who do not believe. So here, those people who have bias and who have decided, who have resolved that we will not become believers, then these signs and the warnings, they are the nuzur, they are not going to affect them. فَهَلْ يَنْتَظِرُونَ. So after that has been decided, when they have decided for themselves and because of their decision Allah has decided for them, فَهَلْ يَنْتَظِرُونَ إِلَّا مِثْلَ أَيَّامِ الَّذِينَ خَلَوْا مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ. What are they waiting for? Nothing except something like the days of those who have passed before them. What is that? The people of kufr before them, they are also doing the exact same thing, that they are also passing their days like the people of kufr before them did. قُلْ فَانْتَظِرُوا. Tell them that you قُلْ فَانْتَظِرُوا, that you wait. إِنِّي مَعَكُمْ مِنَ الْمُنْتَظِرِينَ. I am also waiting with you. I am with you among those who are waiting. So you are basically, when you have resolved that you will not believe, then what are you waiting for except the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? And I am also waiting for the decision of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in your regard. ثُمَّ نُنَجِّي رُسُلَنَا وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. Then when the job of the messengers and the people of belief has been completed, which is to try their best to knock sense into these people, when that has been completed, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not burden those people further. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives them nijat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala delivers them. This was the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the past. ثُمَّ نُنَجِّي رُسُلَنَا وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. Then we used to save our messengers and those who believed. كَذَلِكَ حَقًّا عَلَيْنَا نُنْجِي الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Similarly, it is being undertaken by us. We take this undertaking, we resolve, this is our decision. This is upon us that we will nunjil mu'minin, we shall save the believers. So therefore, the believers who live and interact with non-believers, their job is to establish the truth and do their best to prove and talk to those people about Islam and present before them the haqq, the right thing of Islam. Then these people, the kuffar, if they choose to stay steadfast on their kufr, then the responsibility is taken away from the believers. If they don't do it, then the punishment, when it comes, it is overarching for believers and non-believers, although in the hereafter they will be separated. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us the people of perfect faith and practice. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Allahumma ij'alna min ahli al-Qur'an alladhi ahluka wa khassatuh. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين آمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.